Hey everybody, welcome to episode 11. I have another question from a coworker. So this one talks about messaging services. So Brian, recently my daughter was traveling abroad and would not be able to receive text messages while out of the country. She told me I could download an app called WhatsApp, which is a messaging app to communicate with her while she is overseas. What is this program and how am I able to send messages through this app and not through the regular texting app on my phone? Excellent question. So there are basically these applications that you can install on your phone, like WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, a lot of these different ones. And what they allow you to do is they allow you to send messages instead of through the text messaging piece that is built into your phone's like actual like wireless receiver and transmitter. Instead, all of these messages get sent over the internet. So while your daughter is in another country, if she has Wi-Fi or maybe she bought a data package or something like that, the messages will actually travel through the internet instead of through like a regular cell phone texting service. Sometimes with technology, when things happen, people are able to build solutions on top of a more advanced network. So like the internet being a network and the text messaging network being a network. And sometimes the internet allows for some very convenient things. Your cell phone provider may charge you 25 cents per text message if it has to hop from a cell phone tower all the way across the country and go from there. So, it's kind of a situation that is kind of inconvenient. It can be costly, and it's not good for keeping in contact with somebody. So if you download this app called WhatsApp, what it basically does is it looks in your contacts and looks in other people's contacts and compares phone numbers. And you can just send a direct message based on being in somebody else's contacts section. So I would assume your daughter's on your contact list. So you would be able to send messages through WhatsApp, and you would kind of consider your daughter's phone number as her username. It's very much like email. And actually, one of the easier ways to consider this is consider this as a really rapid way to send email. As long as your daughter has access to the internet through either a data plan while she's overseas or through some Wi-Fi, maybe stops into a Starbucks or the hotel has Wi-Fi or something like that, she can still communicate with you. Some other features of this app, you can send pictures, you can do video chat, you can actually do over internet phone calling. Think of it kind of like Skype. They're great ways to communicate with people when your cell phone providers tend to charge more money for the more traditional way of sending them messages. This also acts as a wonderful way to communicate with people who also have the app if you are stuck somewhere that has no cell phone service but you have internet. For example, I lived in an area where cell phone service was very scarce, so sometimes text messages would not go through. So instead, I would use one of these apps to try to send information, or I stuck with good old-fashioned email. So I hope this kind of explained what's going on. Some things to keep in mind about these different types of apps. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, so Facebook has been notoriously known for using user data. I would do some more research on that. I can't with confidence say whether they are or are not using your data as of right now, but there are also other solutions. Some of these messaging platforms stress using like privacy features and ways to protect your messages through encryption. And others kind of just don't embrace that, and they say, look, it's a great service, and if you want to use it for good old communication, use us. It also depends on which people are using what applications. So if you need to communicate with your daughter, yeah, I would install the app. Worst case, you just decide that you don't want to use it anymore, and you can uninstall the app from your phone, and there's no consequence or charge for you. So I'm hoping that kind of gives you an idea of how these work, and if you have any other questions, be sure to ask them in the comments. Thank you for asking.